Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Black Twitter right here on BHL. Tonight, it's going to be popping because we're talking Cardi B and the government shutdown. Plus, Teyana Taylor is going to, stomp down some rumors. And we got a whole lot of woke, so stick around.
Gone on you with the pick and roll. Younger flame, he in sicko mode.
Hey.
This is a nice beat.
Yes, it is.
What?
Greg?
The ladies were telling me about that Soulja Boy meme. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you're gonna see it later. You're
Okay.
gonna see it later because it is everywhere. How can you not have seen it?
I've been concentrating on all the woke stuff about the new
Okay.
First Them movement. Hashtag First Them. Have you heard about them?
No.
That's a new brother movement.
All right, well, we're gonna go woke on
Like the Black
Soulja Boy
Hebrews?
meme.
We'll see.
That's right. You know what? Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Happy MLK Day, y'all.
MLK. All right. Well, hey guys, I'm your host Alina Vission. You're tuned in to Black Twitter, and I'm here with my co-host.
Hey everybody, Al G, just happy to be here. Ready to get wokety woke. Got some nice woke segments coming up, and that movement I was telling you guys is called First Them. It's like the alternative to Me Too. We'll see.
Okay.
Well, that sounds interesting. You can hear all about my opinion on that at After Great TV everywhere on social media.
You know he always comes in hot with
Right,
something.
I'm like, this is gonna be sizzling today, huh?
Let's get it popping.
Always. Speaking of sizzling, Cardi B was all over Twitter, the news, Instagram, everything this last week because she had some choice words about the government shutdown. So, for those of you who don't know, if you've been living under a rock, for the last, 31 days I think we're on right now, the government, partially has been shut down. And Cardi had some words. We got a video, and we're going to wait until, we got it up, I think. So let's take a look at it, and then I'm going to come back to you guys and see what you guys think.
Hey, y'all, I just want to remind y'all because it's been a little bit over 3 weeks, okay? It's been a little bit over 3 weeks. Trump is now ordering, as in summoning, federal government workers to go back to work without getting paid. Now, I don't want to hear y'all motherfuckers talking about, but Obama shut down the government for 17 days. Yeah, bitch, for health care. So your grandma could check her blood pressure, and you bitches could go check your pussy in the gynecologist. That's the problem. Now, I know a lot of y'all don't care because y'all don't work for the government or y'all probably don't even have a job, but this shit is really fucking serious, bro. This shit is crazy. Like, our country is in a hellhole right now. All for fuck you all. Like, we really need to take this serious. I feel like we need to take some action. I don't know what type of action, bitch, because this is not what I do. But, bitch, I'm scared. This is crazy. And I really feel bad for these people that got to go to fucking work to not get motherfucking paid.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, so coming on off of that, what do you think?
That's a tough one. I mean, she nailed it, and we love how Cardi B breaks it down in language that we like to hear, the Black Twitter lingo. But basically, put yourself in these people's shoes. How can you show up to work? Well, it's harder to show up to work and not get paid. Like, there are all these TSA agents, they're showing up, they're not getting a check, they got rent, they got mortgage, they got bills.
They got gas to pay
They got
to get
gas
to work.
to get to work, and you're doing it for free. I heard they were all just like bumping the uncut versions of Migos and Sicko Mood or whatever. It's like, if we're not getting paid, we can at least play
We don't
whatever
care.
we want.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like if you're gonna, I definitely do feel for all of this, but let's just say that TSA agents, it's a serious position. So if you are gonna show up and not get paid, take it seriously. And if you don't want to take it seriously, then just stay at home. Because it's a serious job. It was just in the news, I think, last week that someone actually boarded a plane with a gun.
And ammunition.
I'm like, so y'all don't need to be bumping no Migos. Go home. I feel for you, but it's
Unless
just
you can
stay
do
at
both.
home.
Unless you can do your job professionally and bump
do
the
both.
music.
Well, you better have some earphones in, but we don't need seriously. And then it's Cardi B did break it down in lingo that I necessarily don't understand, but I know that there's an audience for that, and that's what I liked about it. It's of course, all of her fans are going to listen to that and actually hear it, even though, people have been saying it a lot. They may not necessarily tune into the news or be keen on what's going on in the world. So big ups to Cardi B.
let's talk about. I'm sorry, Alina, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, she definitely has a huge reach, and what surprised me was just how far it went. Like there were people on regular national news
talking about
pulling up this clip.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the point of where this country is at right now.
Which is really sad, honestly, because Cardi B should not be on any hard-hitting news. Like at all, like a period. And I think that because of that, the Tammy, that girl said something, and that's why it was picked up.
This was before this even happened. Yeah, like yesterday. We're gonna get to that with Tommy.
Tammy, we don't know.
Tommy.
Okay. Wale, you tell us. Because Wale has given her so many different names.
There you go. That happened yesterday, but this Instagram post was actually from earlier last week. And it got so far that even some of the senators had actually been tweeting about it, saying like, "Yo, should we repost this? Should we not repost this?" And it was kind of funny to see.
It's a hard no.
Yeah,
it's a hard no. Like if you have to discuss that,
but it's just
a no.
so crazy to see how she's like really infiltrated. You know, just even pop culture.
I don't necessarily think it's her specifically. I think it's social media in general.
Right.
But she does have a big reach, like you said. But I mean, why would this is what's wrong with politics right now. We think that it's a game. So there's that.
Well, look at our president. So.
Exactly. He's a reality star.
That's his approach. So I can expect everybody else not to take the same approach.
Right, exactly.
For better or for worse.
Now, speaking of Tommy, oh, Lord. So I woke up yesterday morning and I was like, ooh, what's going on? Like, I was totally lurking on these comments because I was like, she's about to get wrecked. I was. So here, if we could pull up the tweet, this is actually from Cardi B, but Tomi Lahren first tweeted at her, looks like Cardi B is the latest genius political mind to endorse the Democrats. Ha, keep it up, guys. Hashtag MAGA 2020. Mm-hmm. To which Cardi, of course, came with the clap back and said, leave me alone. I will dog walk you.
That's hardcore.
Yes, and then the memes on this were hilarious. Yeah. These I found this morning, but literally, it's the memes for those of you that are listening is Cardi B walking a dog, but obviously Tommy's face is on the dog.
Photoshopped on the dog.
Photoshopped on the dog. Yeah, but I mean, people were literally looking up what does
and
get your dog walk mean.
And this is the state of the discourse. I mean, whether it be Cardi B or whether it be Tomi Lahren, it's all about the clap back and forth on Twitter. The conservatives and liberals, they go back and forth. This is where it all plays out right now, is on social media and Twitter.
Right, so here's a little bit more of that whole scenario. So then after that, Tommy tweeted, I'm sure you would. Still doesn't make your political rambling any less moronic. Hashtag build that wall. To which Cardi said, you're so blinded with racism that you don't even realize the decisions the president you root for is destroying the country you claim to love so much. Well, there's no punctuation. She
still didn't write that.
Okay, you are a perfect example on no matter how educated or smart you think you are still a sheep.
So basically, we have Tommy from the conservative point of view saying, what they always says, like, we don't want to hear from celebrities, basketball players, just dribble, don't weigh in on politics. And, obviously, Cardi's representing, like,
I never understood that argument because they have a platform just like you being on Fox News has a platform. They're just as much of a citizen of this country. Yeah. Why can't they say what they think?
You know what I think it is? It's cool when you agree, but if you disagree, then it's like, oh, shut up.
Yeah. It just, that argument makes no sense to me whatsoever. But this whole Cardi B and Tomi Lahren thing was giving people life definitely yesterday. Because I think
it was hilarious.
Yeah. People have been waiting for her to get dragged.
I mean, but I really feel like Tomi Lahren, she knew that it was going to get attention and traction. This is what she does. She trolls people, whether they are a celebrity or not. So I feel like Cardi B should not even have responded to her, but
Tomi actually did tweet back to her on another thread, but Cardi didn't. Yeah, because it's like she doesn't need to. She said all she needed to.
Right.
That it was like, okay, take several seats.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the voices of our generation. The millennials, the conservatives is Tomi, Lahren, and the millennials, the liberals, we got Cardi B.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Mixed bag right
Ashley,
there.
the shade.
Slay.
The shade. All right, moving on to the next one. This one happened today and it was trending. Teyana Taylor and Iman Shumpert, right?
I guess
Shumpert,
so. Let's go with that.
Shumpert. There were some cheating rumors going on Twitter, and people really hopped on this bandwagon to the point where they actually had to make statements. So here's the story of it all. They've been very, as she sips her tea.
Because these rumors are not new. These are old, deeply rooted rumors.
Wait, what do you expect when you marry a ball player, ladies?
Well, no, it's not even that.
don't think
Because
so.
she's been, okay, so there was a rumor that they had a threesome with this, right? With this one porn star. And the porn star ended up getting pregnant.
Did.
Oops.
Sure
And
did.
so people were saying that it's Iman's kid, right? And I mean, everyone kind of bought into it on, Black Twitter because they had been very vocal about how, they're kind of
They're swingers.
open and free.
And also,
yeah.
Iman posted underneath a picture of the porn star and said kid with an emoji heart face. So,
Damn.
honey, Linda, what is you doing? Heart face.
He gives no Fs. That was savage.
It's like, seriously, if that was my husband and he did that, whether this is your friend or your baby or what, it's a no.
That's mad disrespectful.
So,
I'm
okay,
getting
go
hot
ahead.
just thinking about it. Heated.
It's like, no, that's not
No.
me being petty. In this hyper aware social climate that we're in, like as far as social media goes, yes, emojis hold a lot of weight.
A lot.
Like a lot.
Because they emote,
Yeah.
they carry emotion. And ladies, okay, I think this
Nope.
would have come, well, listen to me. This is what it comes down to. I think that's the problem with having a threesome. You're scared that your significant other might give the other person like a significant emotion, a significant glare.
A
that felt
significant
good.
kid.
Yeah, significant kid. A little comment. So it's all good until they start leaving comments onto the other chick's
Yeah, but that should be written
Instagram.
in the non-disclosure
Okay.
agreement.
Do it when you're on vacation. That way, then you never
no
see
more
the
comments
person.
after that. Yeah.
Literally, I'm surprised that they did not have a non-disclosure agreement where it's like we don't discuss any of this outside of what happens. And I know a lot of celebrities who do that.
Right. They do. They do.
So
They certainly
and that
do.
includes social media. No, we will not be friends. No, you cannot follow my man. And no, you cannot have his kid.
Right.
It's all
okay,
business.
Well, here's the thing. So we have the tweet that Teyana put up because she, obviously she's very vocal, so she wanted to say something. So she said, this is from her. She said, 1, I have never seen/touched that girl in my life.
Lies.
2, my page is gone. Oh, yeah, and she deleted her Instagram page. Okay, so my page is gone because I'm upset that Def Jam for not dropping my damn WTP video on time per usual. Okay, that's some salt. And 3, it's really sad that lies are entertained so much more than the truth. And 4, Iman is not dumb. He know I'd kill him.
Obviously, he
End of
doesn't
story.
say.
Yeah, he was definitely
Yeah.
stirring the pot with that comment. I want to see what this porn star looks like. What does she look like?
Nothing.
Okay.
But that's my opinion.
But she
Yeah.
does have a kid. She did.
But you know what? This is me being a little messy and shady, per
Okay.
usual. It's so much fun. The baby's a bit light. And I would think, because
Yeah.
Iman is very chocolate. So I would assume
It'd
that
be a
the
little
baby would
bit
be a little
more.
bit
Who
chocolate.
knows who's the daddy on that one?
Right, it might be Dre. Oh my God. Because he did it before, and they kind of
Yes.
favor the.
Drake
They
dipping
do.
in and
The
out.
porn star
Yeah.
the porn star kind of looks like Drake's baby mama.
Does.
Yes.
Oh, those are going to be the next set of memes now with Drake and her.
Speaking
Like, who's the daddy?
Speaking of the Soulja Boy one, okay, so we have this one tweet from somebody on Twitter. This is from Anu, who is at Chief Anu. He says, okay, so this is supposed to be between Teyana and Iman. Teyana said, "Did you pull out on time?" And Iman says, "Pull out?" Like Drake.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
he posted this on social media.
No, this is a Twitter user. Just a
Oh,
fun
okay. I
Twitter
thought.
user.
Okay.
No,
This is what Iman would
this is
say.
some
That's
fun
hilarious.
stuff. Yeah, exactly. And there's obviously people on Twitter that were, going in the route of Teyana saying, this is from @SleepyBlackBoy. Looking at this Teyana Taylor topic, it's further confirmed for me that people legitimately don't know how to mind their own business and will take one or two minor details to try to and read somebody else's relationship.
Listen, that's what you're supposed to do with social media. You don't
That's Black
mind
Twitter.
you don't mind your business. I'm in your business if you're gonna put it out there.
Yes.
You need to Jada and Will Smith us.
Yeah.
They've been having threesomes forever. It was always rumored, but they never spoke. They're like, we
Right.
doing our own thing. Y'all can
Right.
do whatever y'all want to. But for her to delete, the first red flag for me is when she deleted her Instagram because, honey, when somebody delete their whole
That's
social
serious.
media, oh, they mad. They like, you know what? I'm off this. And so, I don't know. Do whatever you want to do, but you can't expect people to
Right.
stay out of your business.
They let us in their lives. They want us in their lives until it goes bad for them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love Teyana.
Me
I think that she's
too.
an amazing person. She's very sweet, very kind, and gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
So it's like, girl,
Body
do
is
you,
ridiculous.
boo?
Yeah.
But I think you better get a DNA test. Because Wendy Williams' husband cheated on her, and she was denying it for such a long time. Sis, you have a stepdaughter. Okay? Wendy Williams, Hunter.
See, poor Wendy's having a breakdown. She can't even do her own show anymore right now.
Yeah, because she's going through a divorce.
Yeah.
She's a hot topic.
Yeah.
I hope she comes back and talks about herself.
That's not going to happen.
That's okay.
Come
I'll
on
just
now.
do it.
Come on now. All right. So now we're going to move on to the woke segment.
We're going into the
Yeah.
Wokey
Whoa.
Woke segment. The
So
Wokey
tell us
Woke
about
segment.
this man's Me Too.
All right, ladies and
Let's hear
gentlemen,
about
we're going to
this.
get into the woke segment. I'm just going to tease a little bit. There's the new black male version of Me Too, which is basically saying instead of focusing on us black men, why don't we first them? Focus on them. First them. Hashtag first them.
Oh, so the women. No? Wait.
Or force like this. What about all these other white men who have been doing all this? So you're
trying to
gonna
place
into
the
it.
blame.
Yeah. We're going to get into this. Basically, Tariq Nasheed's the whole point. He's the one who kind of started this whole movement. Tariq Nasheed, he's like the leading brother on the woke sphere on Twitter.
No, he's not.
I think
he's
he
the
is.
leading sheep.
Well, he got into it with Teyana, the lady who founded Me Too as well.
He is so
But his whole thing, and I'm just teasing this because we're gonna get into it later. His whole point is that you notice how Harvey Weinstein, that whole scandal, has kind of trickled into the background, but lately it's been all about last 6 months. Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, and then now it's going to be the Michael Jackson doc coming out at Sundance. So, Tariq, I like how we see the conspiracies and things, and we can talk about that later. But I just want to throw that out there. But before we get into that,
Wait, you're just gonna go on from that because we got thoughts, right?
Well, can you guys hold on to it, please?
No. Okay.
Can you guys hold it? Okay, well, first, because we got to get to this whole Colin Kaepernick thing, okay? I'm going to get you guys up to speed because the Super Bowl's coming up.
Wait. We want to comment on.
All right.
Widespread.
Yes,
All
go
right,
for it, Ashley.
okay,
go
then
for
if we're
it.
going off the rip, then feel free to comment, ladies.
Okay.
Well, listen. If you don't know, Alina, Tariq is someone
I
on
know.
social media
Yeah.
who is always trying to push the envelope and place the blame, and he doesn't necessarily take the facts for what they are on the table. He's always trying to massage it into whatever he wants it to be, and that's my problem with him. I had to stop. Literally, I started following him on social media and could only take 2 weeks of him. I'm I can't. I mute, delete. I can't do that.
Right.
In this,
I don't agree with the whole placing what about them first, because I think everyone needs to be dealt with
Everybody.
at the same
Yeah.
time. Whenever it comes out, that needs to be dealt with.
But what about things that make you go, why has the Harvey Weinstein thing receded? Why are now
It hasn't. He's going through trial right now.
But who's in the forefront? Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, and now
haven't
Michael
heard anything
Jackson.
about
Bill
Bill
Cosby's
Cosby.
isn't he in jail
Okay, well,
or whatever?
let's hear it from Tariq's own words. This
Okay.
down the third link down. We're going to hear Tariq talk about his new answer to the Me Too movement, which is called First Them, and the whole back and forth
He look
online.
like he been eating good.
Meanwhile, another movement has been brewing on Twitter and is having a counter effect. The First Them hashtag aims to bring light to other musicians and artists, prominently white ones, who were once romantically involved with underage girls
Peak the language.
and went unnoticed. on the surface, calling out predators who got a pass might seem valuable in showing a pattern of men getting away with young girls. Now, let me stop there. Now, did you read that part right there? You hear that part right there? Now, this woman who wrote this, she's Bangladeshi, so we were getting in her ass. The Melanoid team was really getting on her ass. Now, with this article, she had to go back and edit the article because we were calling out some of the slick shit she was saying. The first pass of this article where she said white men who are romantically involved with underage girls.
It's kind of a
So everybody called her out for that. See, when she was talking about a black person, it's sexual predator, victim black girl sexual predator.
Speak on it,
But
God.
when she said white men, well, they were romantically involved with underage girls, so people were calling her
It's kind
out
of soft
on that.
pedal.
Okay.
So
okay.
that just shows.
So let's come back in from that.
First of all, he sounds like a corrupt deacon. Like, let me tell you.
Tariq is so slick with the tongue.
And I'm just like, that already threw me
But it
off.
doesn't.
I'm
But it
just
doesn't
like,
mean there can't be some truth to it.
No,
you know?
look, I here, okay. I get what he's saying about how when people are writing about these stories, the word choices are definitely tinged. So, hey, I agree with him on that. You know, a predator is a predator is a predator, whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic,
Right.
whatever. But yeah, I don't think it's okay to say, well, let's look at the other people first, because no, everyone needs to be dealt with.
especially within the black community,
Yes.
because we've always turned our head when
Except
your
R.
uncle.
Kelly.
First of all, because look, if honey, don't stay away from that uncle, or we can't be alone with this person, we can't be alone with that person. Listen, I'm not Listen, like you said, a predator is a predator, and I'm so sick of the whole rhetoric. Well, it's making our black men look bad. If you look bad, you look
exactly.
bad, period.
All right, but both things can coexist at the same time. We have a bunch of white predators
right.
and a bunch of black predators. Just because in the media has been dominated by the R. Kelly and the Bill Cosby and soon the Michael Jackson. Well, you can say that.
Okay, but here's the thing. At the beginning of the Me Too movement, it was all about the Harvey Weinsteins and all the white.
So it ebbs and flows, but I don't disagree with Tariq in the need to be some balance. And then we're going to hear, and see, he gets into it, Teyana Burke. She's the sister who started the Me Too movement. Most people don't even know that it was a black woman who started the Me Too hashtag. And I'm of the opinion that we got to get everybody. We got to get, the blacks, the whites, everybody who's guilty, and we got to, support all these victims and hopefully get around to some healing. But she wasn't having his, movement at all. And if we can go down to the fourth link I have with Teyana Burke, we can see her response to Tariq. And we can throw to that as soon as our engineer gets it up.
Let's see what she had to say, because she always speaks very eloquently.
Is it a video or is
no, this is it right here. The
tweet.
It says, she says, and this is in response to Tariq, you can keep your first them BS on your timeline and chop it up with all nine of your followers. He has 90,000, 90, whatever. But on this page, it's survivors first and black women always. Now, carry on with your foolishness elsewhere. I got time today and a long leash. You can catch this smoke. Oh my God, I never seen her trying to talk like that.
She's got time,
so she's trying to clap back. Okay. So ladies, I think she should acknowledge that there was something valid in his point. She's just totally shutting down his point.
The acknowledgement is like common sense. We know that stuff. We know that in society there are choice words used for people of color. We know that.
You know that. We know. Everybody doesn't know that, Ashley. Everybody doesn't know that. They don't peep the subtext about how things are worded and how you can say
yes,
Woody
they do,
Allen.
because the whole Black Lives Matter, people were like, black people. Yes, because I'm looking at the situation. Who needs the help right now? Black people. It's not that I don't believe in all lives mattering, but I'm focused on black people right now. The same with this. It's no, we're focusing on R. Kelly right now because he needs to pay for what he did.
Yep,
so I'm going to focus on this situation, not ignoring the other situations, but I'm going to bring light to this.
All right, and with that said,
because those are black women that he was abusing that normally do not have a voice, and they need a voice.
And we want to stick up for our young black victims, our young black ladies. With that said, here's something that'll lead into my other part of the segment. At what point in time, since we're all get R. Kelly, mute R. Kelly, at what point in time do we move on and maybe try to find some healing from these brothers? Maybe get them, maybe to turn things around, get some
R.
help.
Kelly turned things around?
Any one of these quote predators, because we were talking about this. The more you say mute somebody, don't think about R. Kelly, don't think about R. Kelly, don't think about R. Kelly. What are you gonna think about? It's like saying, don't think about blue, don't think about blue. Of course you're gonna think about blue. So if somebody keeps saying, don't, that's why his streams are gonna go up. And this leads into my next segment. Let me go into the whole Erykah Badu thing. And I pulled up, my second link was Erykah Badu was booed after asking for forgiveness at her concert. And I think we can start it at the 120 mark, and we're gonna go into her concert and we're gonna see what she said. She was performing in Chicago, R. Kelly's hometown.
Let's go.
I'm putting up a prayer right now for R. I hope he sees the light of day. If he's done all those things that we've seen on TV and heard those ladies talk about,
First of all, you knew.
I hope he sees the light of day and comes forward.
Step into the light, brother.
What y'all say? Fuck it. That's not love. That's not unconditional love.
So basically, Erykah is talking about, okay, now that we've condemned him, how do we bring these brothers back to redemption? And we can also go to her, if we can go to her tweet. I have that just below the video link. If we go to her Twitter link, she breaks it down.
Why do we have to rescue him?
We don't, but just listen to what she said. Just her addressing her comments, putting them in context. I love you unconditionally. That doesn't mean I support your poor choices. She was saying, the brother's wrong. He needs to come into the light. She said that. I want healing for you. In other words, if you heal, you won't go out and continue to harm victims. So we hope you get better, because otherwise you're just going to create more victims in the vicious cycle. I want healing for you and anyone you have hurt as a result of you being hurt, because hurt people, he was abused, the vicious cycle. Is that strange to you? That's all she was saying. That's all I ever said. Anything else has been fabricated and taken out of context. So I think I'm going to acknowledge that there is a time that you want to spend on holding him accountable. We can get to the healing part later for R. Kelly and Bill Cosby and all those guys. I think what you're saying.
In jail.
That's true. That's true. But I think what you guys are saying is probably too soon to start talking about redemption and forgiveness. Is that what you guys are saying?
I don't think that's my job.
No.
Okay.
It's not my job to rescue this grown man who has abused kids for how many years, and there are so many. I would want to put more focus on the
survivors.
victims.
Yeah.
Like, period. And to telling this story and to making a conversation out of it and saying, like, if this is happening to you or if you know that this is happening to someone, you need to speak up like we are.
Yep.
Because it's important. Back then, nobody was talking about this, and this was going on for such a long time. So I don't feel bad I'm not going to feel bad for anyone
with
who's
that said,
abusing
I
kids.
believe there's a time and place, and I think right now is the time to point people out and hold them accountable.
Yeah.
But I do think at some point in time, because this is what's the problem with the cancel culture, is that publicly shaming people, it doesn't fix them. It doesn't stop them. It doesn't heal them. They may cower down and repress what they're doing and stop doing so it doesn't come to light.
I don't think that's the point.
Hear me finish.
Do that.
Shame does not have that. Shame is not it's natural to experience shame. I think you can experience shame anytime you do something that's socially against your community or taboo. And there's certain shame amount I want to say it's good, but it's acceptable as part of life. But shame, as far as like ostracizing people, public humiliation, it does not get the desired effect of making the person stop. It makes them go underground and makes them repress. So at some point, I'm thinking down the line, let's start thinking about at some point, let's talk about getting
down
jail.
the line, I'm not going to be stepping to the name of love. Okay?
Exactly.
I'm not going to be flying in the air like that
Hotel,
angel.
motel, Holiday
It's just
Inn.
not
No.
going to happen.
No.
I have that choice
Yeah.
to support who I choose to support. And I choose not to support. People are like, well, you can separate the artist from the music.
No.
No, not in this specific case, because, and I do still watch the Cosby Show. Boom, come for me if you want to. But in this specific case, he made songs based on these relationships.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of these songs are about these victims or these survivors, that he abused. So no, I'm not about to be. I can't do this.
You don't have to go. Just so you know, as long
And
as
how old is he? Like 80 years old. I'm not about to be trying to rescue you.
And ladies,
Boo,
be
if
aware.
you don't go to freaking
To
a
all my
psychiatrist.
sisters who feel like Ashley, who are like, no forgiveness, no, down with R. Kelly, no forgiveness, down with R. Kelly. Just know, the more you say that, it's going to inspire an opposition to it, an equal opposition. Streams are going to go up. The only time you eventually stop talking about somebody is like when you stop talking about. I'm just using Kanye as an example.
Well, I'm not gonna say
you don't have to, but I'm just saying, just know that you're gonna encourage. People are bumping R. Kelly at the club I was at this weekend because people are so anti. There's like always gonna be pushback and equal and opposite reaction if you're that much of a zealot and you go so hard.
Well, I just want to correct you. It's not that I haven't forgiven him because there's no angst there. I just choose not to listen to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Period.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna.
And I'm not like on Twitter being like, oh, like angry tweet.
Yeah.
Like it's just he's done for me.
I agree with you guys. I agree with you.
That's it. Hopefully he can go, find himself in prison or whatever, and because I think that's where he belongs.
Right.
That he's...
And unfortunately, we have a flawed legal system where if you have money, then you can, beat all these cases.
Got no money.
But he's bought off all these victims. Yeah. I think he's guilty of sin, but he's bought off all these families, so I don't think he's going to spend any time in jail.
All right, let's move on.
Okay, I have one more aspect in the woke segment of the talking about Kaepernick and Marcellus Wiley calls out Cap. Do we have time for that? We can go to that
real quick. Yeah.
Okay, real quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, last part of the Wokety Woke segment. Marcellus Wiley, he's a local LA-based dude, ex-football player. He was on ESPN, and lately he's been guesting on Fox Sport 1. And I love him because he's from LA. He's born and raised in Compton, went to Ivy League school. But he calls out Colin Kaepernick's protest, and he calls it basically a comedy of errors. And this is, again, you guys, what I was saying about the whole being too zealous and saying protest, because then when flaws are going to start to show in the armor, and there's a couple of things that maybe Cap kind of like overlooked, where people are like, okay, well, maybe you haven't been as consistent. And Cap was basically trying to call out Travis Scott and Big Boy from Outkast, saying, "Why are you performing at the Super Bowl? You're basically selling out." And
he's performing now too.
Yeah. And they were his girl Ness Nitty, who's like his publicist. She's basically like, "Why didn't you check in with Cap?" It's like, and I don't think you need to check in with Cap, but let's hear what Marcellus has to say, and we can all talk about it.
Place to realize Kaepernick is now turning into a comedy of errors. And it's really a mishandling of the cause. Because you can be for the cause, Kaepernick, Nessa, but I'm from the cause. I'm from what we're talking about, the social injustice. And it's not a badge of honor I walk around with to show everyone that, look, I'm from it. But I've been through it, man, and I know what it looks like when it's real, when it's authentic. And I think what happened was not your essay.
I'm already tuned out.
Like, seriously? What about being open-minded? Just listen, Ashley.
Oh, I know.
Tell Big Boy from Outkast to even having a reference that he's a sellout, that cuts deep. That's Daddy Fat Sacks, the one that rides the Cadillacs.
All right, so
stays down for the streets.
Okay.
We can cut it right there. And so, but basically, his point was, and let me fill in the gaps for you guys, is that Colin Kaepernick has elevated to himself as kind of like a gatekeeper, and then even Ness was like, we do whatever Cap says if either you're with us or against us. And obviously, it's a lot more nuanced point. And I'm just going to throw this out as somebody who backs Cap and backs the whole protest. There's a lot of brothers who kneeled behind Cap, like Cromartie and all those guys. Couldn't get jobs. They didn't get the Nike endorsement. Cap's paid. He's cashed out. He's taken care of with the whole Nike check. He's gone corporate. And just side note, ladies and gentlemen, Nike is the biggest supporter of Trump. The majority of their political donations, the guy who's head of Nike, goes to Trump. So if you want to like get on this whole Nike bandwagon, it could be problematic at the very least.
Right.
But
there's a lot of muddy waters.
With
for
that,
sure.
And I'm saying, and that doesn't mean I don't support Cap, but what I'm saying is for them to take such a non-nuanced with us or against us stance. They don't want to do that because pretty soon, I mean, like Nessa, for instance, she was the one who called Ray Rice, who was against the protest. She called him a coon, like basically like a slave. And it's like, yo, Ness, maybe we might be able to say that, but guess what? Ness isn't black. She's Egyptian. I rock with her. She's down and all that.
Well,
but
that's
I don't agree.
African. I would say, well, Egyptians are black.
To me personally, she's not a black American.
That's to you personally.
Yeah,
And to speak on that, since you did say that, that's your opinion personally.
I believe you have to be
like
a black American to come from chattel slavery to call, because that's where the term coon front comes from. And I think you can't be coming from.
No.
I'm going to disagree with you on that. And especially because you said that's your personal, how you feel.
Yeah.
This man cannot speak on someone else's experience, talking about I know where it came from, I know what a real, but listen, my experience is different from yours. If I experience racism, it may not be something that you're like, girl, that was nothing. It was everything. To me. So whatever he wants to do, he can do that. And yes, there is a lot of mud to this whole situation, but it's like, either you're going to take a stand or you're not. And if that stand for you is not performing at the Super Bowl, fine. If that stand for you is performing, and maybe we don't know what these people are going to wear, what they're going to do, it may be something to where it's like, you know what, I do support Kaepernick, but I chose to come here to show this support in front of everyone. So we don't know what's going to happen.
And besides Cap's stance being
gotta wrap it up.
Being a bit money, but my whole thing was, I think he should loosen up a little bit instead of being so stringent on it. Like, either if you rock with me, you're a sellout, because the same thing's going to happen to him. The same thing's going on like with Sean King on Twitter right now, where people start getting all in his old business and into his Ancestry.com and all that. It's a mess. So anyway, with that said, I'll wrap it up.
All right. So we're going to move on to our viral moment of the week, if we can get that up. This is what we've been talking about. This is Soulja Boy. We got to start it from the beginning. So he stopped by the Breakfast Club, and this has become a meme of all memes. So let's listen to this. Let's check this out.
Why did Meek Mill have a bigger comeback than Soulja Boy?
Me personally,
why?
Because he was locked up.
Yes. Okay, I was locked up too, nigga.
They came up with a #1 record.
The Drake beef.
Look
how he crossed
Meek Mill ain't beef with Chris Brown and was finna box with Floyd Mayweather.
He beef with Drake, the biggest rapper in the world.
Drake? Drake? The nigga that got bodied by Pusha T? The nigga that hiding his kid from the world, but his world wouldn't hide from the kid?
I can't believe you went there.
Aubrey Graham in a wheelchair? Drake?
But why does it sound like somebody's grandma? It sounds like somebody's old black grandma in the kitchen like, baby! You better come in here and eat these collard greens that I done cooked all day.
That's Soulja. That's my bar.
Big Soulja.
My whole fucking flow.
Big Draco.
All right.
Oh
That is the viral moment of
Love
the week.
him.
He became the meme we needed.
I think
this
Soulja's
week.
on that shit.
Whatever it is. I
Keep
mean,
it coming in 2019
exactly,
because
that was
it was
awesome.
entertaining. And
The
hopefully
outfit, the mood, Drake.
And he's been wearing that headband to every single interview that he's done.
He's got it dirty.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Kind of
look,
funky.
get it how you live, whatever you can do to
Exactly.
produce revenue. And he's been selling the mess out of his little game console.
Yes.
He's a businessman,
He's
behind
smart.
the scenes.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
hey, more power to you.
Big Soulja.
That's
Boy.
all right. All right. Well, that wraps up this episode. Where can the good people find you guys?
Everybody, your boy LG. You can find me on IG down below. My IG, LG at Jamaica House. But my film is screening in 2 weeks. But at the Pan African Film Festival, ladies and gentlemen. So you can go to PAFF.org and order your tickets for Jamaica House. Jamaica House documentary. That's my film. Hope to see you guys there. Blah!
So, I'm just going to keep this short and simple. Follow me everywhere. That's the great TV.
And you guys can find me on all the interwebs at Alina Vision. That's Vision with 2 S's. All right. Until next time. Peace.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Teyana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.